Hawkeye Arena in Wrestletown, USA. I can't wait for 125 and 130. Make it 7-0 in dual meets for Lillidahl. These two...
I like Luke Lillidahl. I expect he's in this match.
And we know at Lillidahl, he comes out quick. And these guys, Jim, wasting no time.
Head and arm in the Merkel position, and what a beautiful counter to that. It basically flipped himself and might have caught an injury to Peterson.
Luke Lillidahl, the Big Ten champion, beat Caleb Smith of Nebraska to claim that title. His only loss to his teammate, Nathan Desmond, in the finals of the Black Knight Invite 5-3. That is an unofficial loss. Peterson heavy on the head. What are you looking for, Jim, in the first period?
Well, I tell you what, I'm looking for Peterson to go back and do what he did here in that last sequence there, to go ahead, and if he gets an advantage tie, like a heavy collar tie, or right here he's working with an overhook, kind of to take territory, right? I know Lillidahl, very skilled, likes to be able to run and snap you down and kind of fake shots and run to a corner, so to speak. He wants to close the gap. Peterson wants to close the gap on Lillidahl and then maybe sneak a shot below the knee to get that takedown.
They wrestled on January 24th. It was a 4-1 score. Peterson got the match's only takedown.
Work the score.
Lillidahl saying it's not necessarily him trying to get one back or get some revenge, just wants to get better and enjoys this crowd. Here's Lillidahl, Jim, with a good attack.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful little shot right there. Now a roll through. He kind of forced that roll through, and Lillidahl just basically stayed calm in that position on his knees and was able to cover and get the points.
3-0 for Luke Lillidahl as we near the midway point in this first period. Lillidahl last season 26-3, was the #1 seed at the national tournaments after winning that Big Ten title. And here's Lillidahl scoring the first takedown.
Yeah, he gets to the leg right there, far ankle pick, runs back to the single leg there, but just holds his own position there. And Peterson is the one that really didn't really have that roll through set up very well. Lillidahl keeping his balance and able to cover and score.
Switch position there for Peterson. And it's a one-point match.
Nice answering work there. Beautiful job by Lillidahl to basically come back up and turn right back into him and get the quick escape. So, nice shot there. Peterson bringing everything he has to these shots.
Good Wizard defense there by the Nittany Lion. This has been a scrappy 2 minutes, Jim.
Absolutely here. You got to like the way Peterson went after that last shot. When he got to the leg there, immediately went around the leg. Here's a beautiful switch position right there. He's able to get it and collect it. They have learned a little bit something there. You come around the waist there. Lillidahl brought the whizzer in.
Another shot there by the Hawkeye Peterson. 4-2.
Look at the discipline by Lillidahl there.
When you talk about the discipline, explain that.
Yeah, what it means is, we'll see how he's slowly moving into his opponent right there. Now little shot fakes right there. Get him moving. Little jab step. Getting Peterson to react to him. The problem is that Peterson is locking up Lillidahl's right arm. Right, that right arm right there. He's going to go to that wrist quite a bit. Lock up the fingers.
Short time in the first.
It's a way to slow your opponent down, like right here. Claps fingers right there. That's a position that Peterson's really comfortable with. He can get a little bit below here.
An exciting first period. The Nittany Lion up 4-2. As I mentioned, these two met last January 24th inside Jersey Mike's Arena. The only takedown in the match for Dean Peterson as he knocked off Lillidahl 4-1. One of 3 losses on the season for Lightning Luke. And giving some love to that Penn State bench. So Peterson will go on bottom. Here to begin this second period. Again, had a nice switch to get on the board with a reversal. Thigh prise off the whistle. There's that switch again. Looking to kick away. Lillidahl stays with him. And now there's an escape 4-3.
I really like how Peterson was really committed to that position here. Got up to his feet, hit that switch again. I think you're going to see Peterson get on that offensive right there. You saw it right there in the replay where he was able to score the dual meet last year. He just shoots, and that's kind of a setup to his finish, okay? He just shoots, not really caring about what he gets to. If he gets to the leg.
Oh, nice shot at all.
He
shoves a single leg.
Yep, he's in great position to crack him down right here. This is good work. Peterson able to lock in the crotch. That's an advantage here for him.
Control.
Try to shelf that left leg of Peterson a little bit higher on your right thigh. Lillidahl, you don't want to bring your butt up too high. You might get rolled through. Right there, that's a high
what he did.
Rear end right there.
Makes an adjustment, though. Now Lillidahl's got his hands locked, secures the double leg takedown. His second takedown. One in each period. He leads it 7-3. What was impressive, Jim, there with his patience?
Yeah, I was patient in there, and he was able to crack him down, got a little bit of a distance there, and he's basically reacting really well to Peterson's defense. Both takedowns here showed a lot of patience, like you mentioned, quick escape. This is an important situation for Peterson now.
Luke Lillidahl, the first United States male to win a U17, U20, and U23 world title. Originally from Missouri.
Action on the edge.
Peterson from Barnegat, New Jersey. Was at Rutgers for 4 seasons, where he was a 3-time national qualifier. Lost in the blood round in both 2023 and last March in Philadelphia. And here is that second takedown of the match for Lightning Luke.
Yeah, Luke, left-handed high crotch, able to switch off to a double right there, and then just basically, clasping his hands right there underneath the cheeks and then turning him down to the leg he has control. A little blood time.
Blood on Lillidahl. Cale Sanderson, since coming to State College, has led the Nittany Lions to 12 national team titles. They've been all 4-peats. Of course, they've won 78 straight consecutive dual meets. Not a bad winning percentage there, Jim. They've done some winning.
One of the best ever.
Of course, 159-0, the 4-time national champion at Iowa State, the only Division I wrestler in history to go undefeated. Olympic gold medalist.
One red neutral.
Quick escape for Lillidahl as the Nittany Lion is up by 4, early third period. If you are Peterson, Jim, how to get yourself back into this match on your offense, on your feet?
Well, you got to do it on your terms. You saw where he was able to go ahead and go really commit hard with an underhook. He hasn't been able to get back to that underhook yet. All right, inside collar tie, now a sweep single. And these are the types of positions that he's got an underhook he wants. He moved off of it. Be aggressive, make this a battle, make this a war, but the experience of Lillidahl, he knows how to basically keep the position on the edge, and he ends up back in a shot again, holding perfect balance on the shot and able to get to the far toe. See, he's got the far toe hooked up there.
Looking for his third takedown.
Get it here.
Lillidahl has it.
Yeah, what was key about that was the shelving of the leg, all right, after he had the toe.
And now a situation here, Jim, riding time at 48 seconds for Lillidahl.
Green, get set facing me. We're going to start the same way. Here we go.
One in each period for Lillidahl, an All-American last March.
Good. You're on.
Won 4 straight after losing to Sheldon Seymour in the quarters. Pinned Matt Ramos for 3rd. Penn State, 8 of their starters ranked in the top 4. There's a roll for Peterson.
One green, neutral.
11-5, so now Lillidahl will need another takedown if he wants to get that major decision. He has 2 already this season.
He's been excellent on the edge right here. A lot of guys, when they get to the edge, you notice how he circles back in, he gets to his shot, down blocking right there, and right back in on a counter shot. He's got an excellent opportunity to score again. Peterson got that shin wizard, but notice how he's shelving one more time, getting that on the thigh.
Down to 25 seconds.
Not much real estate here.
Luke Lillidahl, the true sophomore, comes into Carver Hawkeye Arena and picks up his 10th win of the season. 3 takedowns for Lillidahl. 11-5, the Nittany Lions strike first with Lillidahl at 125.
Surgical, it really was. Able to take the early onslaughts that Peterson had with his bull rushing in there, just driving him across the mat, but able to get to good techniques on the edge of the mat and finish.
An anticipated matchup at 133 pounds. Marcus Blaze, the true freshman, 11-0, all bonus point victories against Drake Ayala, two-time All-American, two-time national finalist. Ayala ranked 8th in the country. 133 pounds, a loaded weight class. Ayala comes in at 4-4. He has lost 3 of 4. And just for the second time in his career has suffered back-to-back defeats. He'll look to get back on track, and we know he's capable.
Yeah, he's always capable. He's a two-time NCAA finalist. The problem that you have with wrestling Marcus Blaze is that he doesn't come out of that stance. Look how low he is and keeps perfect balance. And a lot of times when guys try to meet Drake Ayala with a low stance, they'll be pushing into him, and he has a beautiful little slide by. It's really been his go-to move where he scored big points. But this is not a guy you can do that to. Right, because he never leans on you, right? Just totally keeps his balance in every position. Right, see that little snap down? A lot of guys would stumble forward into that or maybe go down to a knee. Not this guy. He's got his chest over his knees. His perfect balance. I mean, it's simple, but it's beautiful.
Drake Ayala from Fort Dodge, Iowa, 3-time Iowa State champ. Blaze, a 4-time Ohio State champ. He was 196-2 at Perrysburg.
Look at that. Flying around, front headlock there.
Front headlock here for Blaze. Ayala's done a nice job staying square against the Nittany Lion.
Got that right. He did a wonderful job there. His head was on the mat there. Ended up staying square with him. That's difficult to do.
Marcus Blaze, a 3-time world medalist, U17 and U20 world champion. He was 3rd at the Olympic trials in 2024 as a high school junior. Made the U23 World Championships, did not place this past October in Serbia, but one of the bright young stars in all of college wrestling.
No question about it. You know, he comes in here with a lot of experience. I've just really been impressed with him. You know, and maybe matches that are not, you know, he's not doing anything flashy right away, but his defense is just his head-hands defense, and it's not just getting tied up ear to ear. You'll never see that here from Marcus Blaze. He's just corners. And pretty soon you see where a guy comes out of their stance, he's in on a shot.
Drake Ayala fell to Lucas Bird in the Big Ten title match last March, and then fell to Bird once again.
Work from there.
In the NCAA championship final, but he's had a phenomenal career. 21 more wins a season ago. National qualifier as a true freshman back in 2022. Drake Ayala has done a whole lot of winning in that black singlet. We are scoreless. 35 to go in this first period. Hawkeye fans get behind Drake Ayala.
These guys never get ear to ear, right? Blaze just does not allow himself into that position, but he still finds a way to get good head snaps in. Both guys working to get the inside collar tie right there. If they don't have it on one side, they'll bring the inside collar tie to the other side.
Scoreless first period. Just battling tonight on Big Ten Plus.
That's on me. That's on me.
Blaze goes on bottom.
I lost the whistle.
This second
slow it down
period.
a little bit, all right? I got to slow it down. Here we go. Wait. All right, get on. Yep.
Ayala falling to Zan Fugit of Wisconsin, 6-5 last week.
Improve.
Blaze works to his feet. Ayala committed to the ride, picks that right ankle, drives forward, stays behind the Nittany Lion, and now a mat return on the edge. An attempted mat return, but 15 seconds of riding time.
Yeah, I think you got to test the freshman in this situation. You got to try to keep him down.
Good cover.
I saw earlier, I think that, covering the fingers right now.
Improve. One. We're up.
Riding time approaching 30 seconds.
And sometimes when you get your rear end back into a guy like that, Shane, it's the best thing is not to look for the switches. Let's look for a shoulder roll right now if you're Blaze. But
one red neutral
gets able to cover the fingers and gets out. So that was an important sequence here for Blaze.
The only other time that Drake Ayala has lost back-to-back matches was back in 2022. He lost to Patrick McKee on the backside of the Big Tens. And in the first round to Fabian Gutierrez of Chattanooga at the national tournament.
There's a stall warning there because of the shot where Ayala basically backed right out of him.
Inside of a minute, here's a deep shot from Marcus Blaze. Center of the mat, he's in great position with the treetop single leg. Goes for the back trip. Good balance here from Ayala. The Hawkeye defends.
Slowly moving around to the hip. Now he'll drop below.
Nothing yet. 3 red right there.
He's in weight on the hands. He's been given the points. Yeah. That's just well done. This is the second Penn State wrestler that's taken his time on the finish. You notice on those trips where he had the leg up in the air, he wasn't high pointing the sweep. You know, a lot of times you get the guy moving, you can high point the sweep.
Get set.
But he just basically took that long arm of his and went around the high thigh there.
Bottom man set, cover
points. Get weight on the hands.
So an escape and a takedown here for Blaze after Ayala was able to ride it for nearly 40 seconds. And critical here for Ayala to get one back.
Yeah, right here, particularly at the end of the period. He gets it.
The Hawkeye on the board late in the second period.
And you don't want to wait here. With 20 seconds left, if you're either guy, take the offense that's available to you. Don't find yourself in hanging ties. There's still plenty of time to be able to score.
Beat him to it! Beat him to it!
133 pounds is a stacked weight class. Lucas Burt of Illinois, the reigning national champion, leads the way.
Same way.
Ben DeVino of Ohio State has been magnificent. Crookham back in the mix. Kyler Larkin of Arizona State. Ayala ranked 8th. This is going to be a whole lot of fun, Jim, in Cleveland in March.
No question. This is my favorite weight class, and this is the match I was most looking forward to here. Now the answering escape. 4-2 score. And what we haven't seen yet is that Ayala basically committing to a shot, you know, getting a... You've got to beat yourself through that head-hands defense. Notice how close the hands are together. He's freely being able to come to the inside. Every time Ayala reaches, he comes to the inside on the other side. If he doesn't like it, he comes to the wrist. And just being able to lower his level. Again, those 3 inches that he's lower than Ayala make a big difference in this situation, trying to hold a lead.
Marcus's brother Joey is at Purdue, and as I say that, here's Ayala. A takedown would give him the lead, but Marcus Blaze crafty with the defense.
Yeah, just you know, any other person probably gets taken down in that situation because they lean a little bit more than what Blaze does. And what we've seen here from Lillidahl in the previous match, they know how to play the edge. Excellent. They're looking for their own offense in this situation. It's too early to shut down your offense. You got to take these scoring opportunities. And for Ayala, you really got to pick up the pace.
And you got to go now, Jim. I mean, you got 45 seconds. You can't wait till you got 20 seconds to start that sprint.
No stall warning yet.
And Blaze is doing a really good job. He's on that Hawkeye logo, center of the Resolite. Very good mat awareness, knows exactly where he's at as he shifts his butt back to the center. Now they're going to hit him with stalling.
In the center.
But he didn't go off the mat. That's probably the best thing that could have happened. Now he drops in on the leg. Right?
Down to 20 seconds.
On the edge. Circles back up. That's just excellent wrestling right there.
And tying up the left elbow of Ayala. Circles back in. High wrestling IQ, and Marcus Blaze comes into Carver Hawkeye Arena and knocks off Drake Ayala. Marcus Blaze now 12-0. That was a gritty, gutsy win. Injured and out for the season. So Braden Davis is the guy at 141 and looked good last week in an 18-7 major decision over Tyler Parkins of Rutgers. And Braden Davis, 5-0.
And so memorable was his first year in the lineup there at 125, Shane, where he'd go out there and get in that low stance, wide stance. He was a big 25-pounder at the time, working his way through it. I think he achieved the #1 seed in the country. And now,
first takedown for Nasir Bailey.
Yeah, and Nasir Bailey, one thing I know about him, he's good in the top position. He's got an excellent grip, right?
He's working on a cradle.
This is where the crowd's got to help him out a little bit.
He's got his hands locked on this cradle.
Looks like a little bit loose right now. He's got to be able to settle back if he wants to stay in the top position. He's got to totally commit to it right now. Slide that right knee underneath, and he could potentially get it.
Jim, he's got this locked. Got plenty of time with 1:45 to go in the first, and there Braden Davis.
You know, so many times we don't see guys get out of that. I remember in high school, junior high, you worked on getting out of the cradle probably 20 minutes, you know? So many guys go over with that, and that was just really well done. And once again, the Lion being patient, but he's still in the bottom position.
3-0 for Nasir Bailey.
Well, this is exactly what Bailey needed.
And riding time is over a minute. And Nasir Bailey scoring the first takedown for the Hawkeyes tonight.
Oh, yes, right there. You see how the little wrist grab right there? He cross wrist grabbed and walked right into that single leg there. Well done.
There is Iowa women's superstar Kennedy Blades.
Little pause.
All the stars come out when it's Iowa Penn State. Nasir Bailey in those 2 seasons at Little Rock, he was 52-9, both at 133. He's up to 141 as he pushes Davis away. It's a 3-1 score.
Yeah, he hits that sit out right there where he puts his hamstrings flat on the mat and then goes to peel hands.
Pair of 4-time state champions, Davis for Michigan and Bailey, Illinois.
You know, Shane, we saw Nasir Bailey at the Soldier Salute. He just didn't look like he was ready to go. He got beat in the semifinals after he had a kind of a lead.
That was against Isaiah Poe at the Soldier Salute.
Yeah. So, junior college wrestler at Iowa Central. So, you know, probably the best start he could possibly imagine here. Getting a little bit of riding time.
In the center.
Getting that first takedown.
20 seconds to go in this first period. Bailey with the takedown, riding time over a minute. The 2-time Pac-12 champion while at Little Rock. Davis posting on the right side. Tom Brands in his 20th season, leading the Hawkeyes 4 times. He's led Iowa to a team national title. 15 times they've placed top 4 at the national tournaments.
Green.
6 times Big Ten tournament champions.
Red, I'll call you.
They were 4th in 2025.
It's an interesting decision there. 1:10 of riding time. Braden Davis deferred.
Cover,
so
little pause, you're on
got
red.
an opportunity to probably at least cut the riding time right now. Good quick escape. And Braden's always been able to go ahead and be pretty tough in the top position. Hand fighting going on right there. No hip separation yet. So that riding time has been cut.
Bailey works to his feet. Davis brings him back down. Hook on the right side. Putting his left hand on his knee. This is behind the hips.
But this isn't anything that's really taxing Nasir Bailey right now. He's just doing a good job of keeping his, coming up to a slow stand up right there. He's going to hand fight when he gets up to his feet. And a mat return. So, you know, in a lot of ways, he's doing a good job of keeping his lead.
Been able to ride him for the first 46 seconds in the second period.
You've got to make a decision here. Are you going to stay with this for the next minute 14, or are you going to cut him and get an escape and try to go after my feet?
Davis was 17-7 last year, up at 133, was 4th at the Big Tens, up at 133 from 125 where he was previous. Was the 8th seed, placed 5th. He pinned Connor McGonigal of Virginia Tech to stand on the podium for the first time.
Got a collapsed left arm right there, Braden Davis does.
If you're Nasir Bailey, Jim, what's the key on bottom right now?
You can't no bad visuals here. You may get ridden out, but you can't lay on your belly.
And keep your head down. Nasir Bailey works up to build the base.
And what you want to do is really catch Braden Davis maybe committing to one side or the other and hit a switch off that, a changeover, maybe even pop to your feet. But you got to have a lot of effort right now, because the match looks like it's turned physically.
He's got Nasir Bailey flat on on his belly, a 2-on-1 on that left wrist.
Work the score points.
And he's got riding time over 20 seconds of his own after racing all of Bailey's riding time. That near wrist, the forward pressure, you mentioned it, Jim. The optics don't look good for the Hawkeye right now.
Right, he's got his head on his mat, on the mat right now. He's got to draw upon that explosiveness that he possesses. The referee allows him to go ahead and wrestle through the position. He did come to his feet at the end there.
Here we go. Get set.
These two wrestled
Wait for me.
last season. 1-0 Davis got the decision.
Good. Cover. You're on. Yep.
No first move right now there.
Braden Davis rides Bailey the entire second period. Still trails it by 2. He'll go on bottom.
Wait for me.
Dan and Kathy Gable. Legend.
Get set. Good. Cover.
Eating some Chick-fil-A.
One.
Nice job by Davis coming out. Hand fighting.
Great
right
hips.
One red
Breaks
neutral.
the hips. Breaks the grip right there on his own hips right there. And now he's got to be the one that does the stalking right now.
And I don't believe Bailey has been hit with stalling yet.
No.
And if you're Bailey, you don't want to back up.
Action in the center.
Bailey's got the only takedown.
Well, like we saw in the last couple of matches, you can back up, but when you get to that circle, you've got to circle back in and maybe get to a leg. That's no going off the mat, because that's what, again, what creates the bad visual. You got your rear end of the mat, you
Warning
go off.
green.
And there's a
There's the
stall
stall.
call. And there's still 1:16 remaining. There is a long, long way to go
Whistle
in
on
this
the
one.
edge. Work the score.
Another stall call would give us a tie match. Bailey got an early takedown in the first. Did a nice job of riding Davis in that first period.
Let's do it in the middle. Let's do
But
it
here
in the
we
middle.
go inside of a minute in this third. It's a 1-point match. Another shot by Davis.
For Davis, you got to put 2 or 3 committed shots together. And Nasir Bailey has been pretty effective with grabbing that left wrist of Braden Davis. If he can lock that wrist up there, that controls his destiny. If it stays free, Davis can get to a leg.
And now Bailey gets an underhook. Down to 25 seconds.
A lot of activity, but no really solid attacks.
And Nasir Bailey is behind him. Takedown here would ice the match, of course. There's a roll from Davis. They scramble in the final seconds. And the Hawkeyes are going to get their first victory tonight, 3-2. Bailey victorious over Davis.
Well, that's quite.
Last week he lost to Joe Zargo of Wisconsin in sudden victory and fell in the rankings from 7 down to 17. He's been a really good story this season for Iowa.
Yeah, he really has. He's improved and had a big win in the duel with Iowa State. Nice difference there, but I think he's got a great temperament. I think a guy that's kind of working himself into this now. He's got his hands full today, Shane, because this guy Shane Van Ness has been so impressive to me over his first 2 seasons. And what I always say about him is that it's unbelievable how close he gets to his opponents. He gets in their kitchen here. He's in the rice bowl, so to speak.
And right now, Ryder Block is in the rice bowl of Shane Van Ness on a single leg. He brings it down the line to the Resolite. It's 3-0. Good start.
Great start for the Hawkeye.
And he is really good on top with the mat returns.
Capable of doing it, but he doesn't stay with it. Didn't really have that position, but that's just firing it off, okay? There wasn't really anything there. Shane Van Ness gets really close to you. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's unbelievably close to you. Let's see how his head was in perfect position to take that shot. Look how his chest is sealed to those legs. It's amazing.
You're in control.
I mean, just drops his level a little bit. Never goes to his knees with it. It's just time after time after time he does that.
I just love the action. 140 first period. Both guys with a takedown. Block is going to
improve,
escape to make it 4-4. 8 points already on the scoreboard. Over-under position here for Ryder Block, the redshirt sophomore.
And Shane, this crowd will go nuts if Ryder Block can get back in on the leg.
And one thing we know, Jim, a lot of #1 ranked guys, returning national champions, taste defeat in this arena. This place does
they got
some weird things to guys.
They've got a verb for it now.
Carver. Shane Van Ness, a two-time All-American, a pair of third-place finishes. Third in 2023 and 2025. He was injured in 2024.
It doesn't look like very much, but watch the action. Watch it. Shane's elbow tie, collar tie, circle round. You know, looks like he's going to pass the elbow. No, he drops back out of it, gets you to fall down. He doesn't even have to come to a heavy collar tie. It's just done with motion. All right, slight turn of the upper body of your opponent. Right? Constantly walking himself into a better position to be able to drop and score.
Let's do it in the middle.
He's from Somerville, New Jersey, was a two-time prep national champion at Blair Academy before taking his talents to State College. 25 seconds. Action-packed first period.
Keep working to score.
The Nittany Lion getting his 4th fall against Rutgers last week. Short time. This would be huge for Ryder Block.
This is the length of Block will work in his favor, but coming around the waist, I just don't know. He's got that. We saw here before where the Lions were able to get to the far thigh instead of the waist. The waist invites the whistle.
Ryder Block with the first takedown of the match.
Great job here getting to it. All right, shelving that, you know, finishing on the inside of the leg. He switches the outside, catches it at the high point. The high point of Van Ness's jump.
Slow it up a little bit, okay?
And there's
Hawkeye crowd making some noise, but Van Ness came right back.
Came back with a shot of his own. Drops down here, steps up into great position here. Keeps his butt low all the way through that technique. Wrinkle in the back of his neck.
Ryder Block has battled injury since coming to Iowa City, but he's persevered. Positive attitude, high effort guy. Believes in himself.
He's going to be one of those guys you don't want to catch on Thursday, and you don't want to catch in the consolations either. You lose a tough match, you get a guy like that coming back, it's going to be, you can make it a war.
He suffered a couple of ACL tears. Last year he was at 141, limited action, as I mentioned, with the injuries.
Let's improve.
Won Fargo a couple of times, a 3-time state champion at Waverly Shell Rock. Won Fargo a couple of times. Right now, having a hard time getting out from underneath is Vanessa's riding time over 50.
It's over 50, and it looks like this is an underrated part of Van Ness's game. He can control guys for a long time, right? And he ends up doing a lot of chopping and wearing his guy down. He must be feeling something in here that knows that Block is struggling from this. Good job of changing to both sides, chopping down.
Riding time at 1:20 for the #1 ranked 149-pounder in the country. Has that wrist, keeps Block flat.
Let's work to score.
Really heavy hits over the top of him there. The elbows are out. That invites the wrist ride to come in. The bottom man gets called for stalling that position. Cross wrist ride. I love that action right there. To be able to control a man. Putting weight on it and then sliding down, just breaking the legs of the table. Every time the leg is propped up the table, it comes.
I've never heard that one. That is a first. Breaking the legs of the table. I like that.
Of the table.
And you're giving me flack for coffee grinder? Oh, come on, Jim.
I'm describing the situation, not calling it a moment. Right?
I like that. Breaking the legs of the table.
Right.
That's great.
Wait for me.
Well, you know, it's like when you're on base, you've got your hands down low, you've got your on your knees, your toes, and sometimes you come up to a pod, stand up like that.
I'm going to steal that one. I like that.
Oh, you steal everything.
One red neutral.
That would be true. Absolutely. I got a national champ at my disposal. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
You're my guy.
Van Ness, 5-4. He's got that riding time over 2 minutes as we wrestle neutral early third. Both guys with a takedown.
Oh. Tighter block, able to take advantage of the double over attempt there by Van Ness, and he improved it by getting around the waist. Can he go ahead and lift this up and throw? Oh,
what just happened?
Greg, you're in control.
Basically stepped into it. Now he's in a bottom leg Turk, right? A lot of trouble. Now he's in a bow and arrow, and this is tight.
2,
That
3,
bow and arrow
4.
reminds me of Max Dean and Jacob Warner back in 2022.
There's a technique that you can use to trap that if he reaches across his body right there. The adjustment is to put your chest over that
Keep it legal.
the tricep as he comes across and tries to roll out of it.
This is just punishing.
Yeah, this is... Gotta be careful. And Van Ness is going to try to put that toe right into that ear. Right there, elbow deep around it.
Just cranking away on a bow and arrow, Shane Van Ness.
He got out of it.
And with that, Van Ness will get 4 near fall. And he is in position now for the major decision as riding time is locked up. A takedown and a turn for 4 here for Van Ness. A third period charge from the Nittany Lion. Going to pick up his 10th bonus point victory and improve to 12-0 on the season. Ranked number 1 in the country. Van Ness, his skills on display here in Iowa City.